Most people, you do not sound communist. Well, I am a communist. I'm a communist. Communists don't believe in paying blue hair Twitch employees. Those people should not get paid a cent. They should actually have to work with their hands, which will probably teach them how to be a, you know, good, decent, virtuous people. Why not just give everyone what someone at Twitch makes? No, why don't we just fire everyone at Twitch and have them fend for themselves? And we should cut off all government welfare to them as well. I don't want to pay, I don't want any of my tax dollars going to these fucking people. I would prefer, you know, we have a forest and they fend for themselves. They can just kind of return to nature. They love nature. They want to do degrowth so bad. They hate, you know, industry so much. So they can return to nature and just learn how to survive in the woods. And I think everyone will be happy. I don't want I don't want any of my money ever going to these people who ban me on Twitch. And I mean that. They banned me. They literally banned me on Twitch. I don't want any of my money going to them, period, right? And I will never forgive them for that. Even if they unban me, I'm not forgiving them. Because what a disgusting piece of shit website. Fucking banning me for being, what? For reporting on the Ukraine war in a way that it wasn't conforming to the pro-Ukraine narrative? Shut the fuck up. What a stupid fucking ban. Think about it. I got banned for not being anti-Russia? What the fuck? I got banned for reporting on the Ukraine war? How does that do any harm? Think about it. We live in America. What harm is that, right? Oh, even if it was misinformation, which it wasn't, what makes that harmful? Like, how could anything get harmed by that? Except it'll fucking get people to not want to fucking send their money to Ukraine. Which, thank God, oh, there's so much harm in people putting more fucking money in American infrastructure, healthcare, and schools, rather than sending it to fucking Ukraine to give them weapons to escalate us into World War III. Like, fuck Twitch for that shit. You know what I mean? I'll never forgive them for that fucking bullshit. Whoever is the fucking Twitch moderator who was trying to push for my ban, you're a fucking pussy. You're a pussy and a bitch. Hope you know that. You're a bitch and you're a pussy. Fuck you. They're a private company. Be mad at capitalism. That has nothing to do with capitalism. That has nothing to do with capitalism. Nothing at all. Capitalism doesn't exist anymore. I don't know why you're talking about it. Sound like someone from the 1800s or something. What capitalism? You think capitalism exists because people make money? I'm sorry to tell you that money is fake. It's printed. It's not backed by anything. It's not real money. There's no private property. You think there's private property today for like an average person? Not even an average person. Even people who are millionaires don't even really have private property. Even CEOs don't have private property. The only fucking people who have private property are ancient, dynastic, fucking ruling elite families that have actually diversified their fucking wealth into like 1,000,000 different companies. And the only private fucking property they have is seniority of some kind. Like some kind of unspoken hidden power and rule. It's almost like a fucking conspiracy. Like, private property today only really exists as a conspiracy of these networks of ruling class financial institutions working in unison, like in BlackRock and shit. There's no real, like, sovereign It's not like you have, like, a capitalist, like, oh, this is my factory, I can do whatever I want with it. No, there's nothing like that, right? It's a corporate state merger where everything is everything is socialized pretty much somehow. Thank you so much, PJ. Appreciate you.
Capitalism died with Rockefeller because it can only exist in a state of peace. And since the Pullman riots, we have been in a state of war.
Yeah, kind of. I don't know exactly what you mean, PJ, but I do agree it died with Rockefeller, like around that time. Yeah, you know. So, people who fucking think we live in capitalism, or that's somehow... I mean, that's not to say we can go back to capitalism. We can't go back to capitalism, just like we can't go back to feudalism, and we can't go back to other historical eras. But capitalism... I mean, when you say capitalism, you may as well be talking about the Middle Ages or some shit, right? It's LARP. You ever notice how anarcho-capitalists always love to LARP? I mean, we love to LARP too. But it's historical nostalgia. They wear the top hats and they wear the monocles and they want to be steampunk, anarcho-capitalist. It's just nostalgia LARP for a bygone era. There's like, where's the capitalism today? There really isn't any, right? There's no real sovereign individual ownership of anything in any major country, period. That almost corresponds to state sovereignty at this point. Doesn't really exist. Does not really exist. So when people talk about capitalism, I'm not sure. But then you ask me, okay, then why is Marxism-Leninism the future? Well, because in a sense, Marxism-Leninism is partially how we got here. Because the world has been fundamentally transformed by the rise of China. And you can't understand materially the state of the world today without understanding Marxism-Leninism. Because the scary thing, the beautifully scary thing, not even in a bad sense, but just in an awe-inspiring sense about China, is that it didn't rise because, oh, China's a big country with a lot of people, and historically it's always been a prosperous, wealthy country. That's not why China rose. China rose to power and the significance it did because of a very specific and methodical plan and strategy adopted by the Communist Party of China under the guidance of Marxist-Leninist theory. Think about that for a second, ladies and gentlemen. Were it not for Marxist-Leninist theory, the world would not be what it is today. And that is a fucking fact of material being. And that is a fact of the material being of our world today. That is a fact.